Now, in the anti-government stronghold of Slavyansk, people were also casting their votes in the referendum. CCTV's Parkinson has that.
Just hours before voters headed to the polls, there were heavy clashes here on the outskirts of Slavyansk. Anti-Kiev militia accused the government of trying to derail the referendum. But the ongoing instability didn't put off voters, as young and old turned out to cast their ballots. Gunmen were also casting their votes alongside civilians, a reminder that this is not a normal election. Ukraine's interim government says the independence referendum in the country's two most eastern regions is illegal and has intensified military operations in the area. But the rising death toll from Kiev's so-called anti-terror maneuvers only seems to be strengthening support for the pro-independence movement here.
I have two children and I'm so afraid for them, and it hurts me that in the 21st century, sorry for my tears, that we got to the point where the children died. Ordinary people, citizens of our town, young men, husbands, they were just shot by those coming from Kiev who sold themselves to Europe.
Slavyansk is currently surrounded by Ukrainian armed forces. Protest leaders say once the results are announced, all Ukrainian troops in the region will be considered occupying forces. This is just one polling station, but as they counted the results, we heard a lot more yeses than nos. Ukraine's Western allies have condemned the vote and say they won't recognize the results. But here in Slavyansk and in towns and cities across eastern Ukraine, people are casting their votes in a ballot they hope will bring them more independence, but many fear could just push Ukraine one step closer to civil war. Parkinson, CCTV, Slavyansk in eastern Ukraine.